Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yemi Ajiana if you're new. In today's video we will be touching up our relaxer. Now if you've seen my previous relax video, then you know I was natural for about a year and then I transitioned to being relaxer, or to being relaxed. And so now this is my first touch up ever since going relax. Now I actually recorded that video like 2-3 weeks ago, so if you do see some texture, that's why. Me personally, I like to go ahead and just relax bone straight. I really don't like to leave any texture. I know it's probably not the healthiest thing to do, but I did it. So if you're interested to seeing how I touch up my relaxer at home, then make sure you stay tuned and watch the video. Okay guys, so to start off with, you are going to part your hair in 4 sections, as you can see what I'm doing now. We're just going to go down the middle of our crown. And I just took a hairstyle out right now, so I'm kind of struggling. I didn't detangle the back of it, so that's why you see me going back and forth between the combs. If it does work best for you, you can just go ahead and use your fingers. You don't have to use a comb, because I know sometimes it can be a little rough and you don't want to put too much tension or stress on your scalp before chemically processing it. Now that you have all 4 sections parted out, you're going to go ahead and Vaseline your scalp. I like to typically do the main parts first, and then once those are done, you're going to go back in between each section and get in there as much as you can. Now this is just going to protect your scalp against the chemicals, so you don't get any burns, scabs, scratches, any of that. So this is a very important step that you do not want to miss. Now that you can see I did the big 4 parts, I'm going to go in between my first section and just part diagonally. You can part diagonally, you can part straight, it doesn't really matter as long as you get the Vaseline on your scalp. That is the most important part about it. You don't even have to part if you don't want to, you just need to get it on your scalp. Don't be afraid to take a big glob of Vaseline. You're not here to preserve any amounts. You just want to make sure your scalp is fully saturated. Now that you're done parting the actual section of your hair, you want to make sure you do not forget your edges. You want to make sure you put Vaseline on your edges, your forehead, your ear, all that. You want to make sure there's Vaseline everywhere, so in case you do get chemicals elsewhere than your actual hair, that you do not burn your skin. And as you can see in this section, I'm parting straight, so it doesn't really matter as long as, like I said before, you're just getting the Vaseline on your actual scalp. To go ahead and get to the best part. I am using the ORS Olive Oil New Growth No Lie Relaxer, and I am just using the touch-up one. So it's not like the for your forehead. This is just for a touch-up. So it doesn't have every single thing in here because, once again, it's just for your touch-up. But I'm using the extra strength. So when I say it's just for your touch-up, like, look at this. It's super small. Really, really small container. It doesn't give you a full one. So we have the cream, the activator, we have the shampoo, and we have the conditioner along with some gloves, and I think the stick is inside of here, yeah. And then instructions, but who needs those? So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up together, and then I'll be back and we'll be getting started on touching up our hair. Okay, so I've already done the back of my hair. I've already done the back, and now I'm about to go ahead and start on the front. Okay, so now it is time to get into the fun stuff. We're just gonna go ahead and take our relaxer and keep working in sections. You wanna be sure that you mainly focus on the new growth. I know it is sometimes impossible to only get the new growth, but that is what you want to focus on. If you put the relaxer any higher, then you are going to end up over processing your hair, and that is definitely something you wanna stay away from and avoid at all costs. So as you can see here, I'm going around the perimeter of my section and I'm putting the relaxer on, and then I'm going to part and basically do the same technique I did to Vaseline my hair. You're just gonna part, go in sections, and apply only to your new growth. Like I said before, you definitely want to take your time when doing this because you do not want to over process your hair. And as you can see, when I do my parts, I'm going on the back side, and then I'm doing it on the new side, and then I'm flipping over and going on the back side. And my sections are pretty thin, as you can tell, because I just want to make sure that it definitely gets in there and processes. Some people like to leave texture when they do their relaxers, but I do not, girl. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. If you can't tell directly from the clips, when I put the relaxer on my hair, I'm not necessarily avoiding my edges, but I'm not applying it to my edges because I'm going to go back at the end and do that. Since my edges are so thin, processed, and can be very brittle, you just don't want to leave that on there for too long. So that's always the last thing that I do. So that was super easy. We're done with that section. Now we're going to do the same exact thing on the next one. We're going to apply the relaxer to the perimeter, and then once we have done all that, we're going to go back and part small sections and apply section or part by part. You want to make sure you go slow so that you can keep everything neat once again, so you do not end up over processing your hair. You want to keep things as neat as possible. I decided to start in the back with my relaxer, not only for video purposes, but because the back of my hair is way thicker than the front, and I wanted to give the back of my hair more time to actually sit and saturate versus over processing the front of my hair and making it brittle and thin. And plus, when I do hairstyles, I'm more so working with the front of my hair, so I don't want it to be super brittle or sensitive when I'm brushing through, parting, and all that extra stuff. So I like to just process that later and not as long. As I mentioned before, I like to do the perimeter of my hair last. So now that I'm done with all of my sections, I'm just going to go ahead and start in the back and put that relaxer of my nape of my hair. And then when I'm done with the back, I'm going to go ahead and move to the front. So I highly suggest doing your perimeter last. You can do whatever you like, but this is the most brittle, sensitive part of my hair, so I like to just do it last so it does not over process and break off. Now that I am done applying the chemicals on the perimeter of my hair, I'm just going to go ahead and start meshing it all together, working it in, and then you're going to go ahead and go section by section one more time, and you're just going to maneuver all that product in there. It helps if you miss any spots that you can't see, and it just helps. And as you can see here, I had a small container to start off with, and I still have a lot of product left over. You do not need that much product when you're just touching up your hair. But I'm just going to take whatever I do have left over and just go ahead and put it in there in case I missed any spots with the brush. But as you can see, I'm just working that product in, feeling if I'm missing any spots, feeling if I have any texture left, or if I'm completely bone straight. This step here also lets you know how much longer you should process your hair for, or if you're done and you are able to rinse out. Alright, so this is the final product. This is how it looks with the relaxer on, and now I'm going to go ahead and rinse it all out. And to rinse my hair out, or to wash my hair, I will be using the shampoo and conditioner that came in the box. So we're going to use our olive oil neutralizing shampoo, and then after that we are going to condition with our replenishing pack. So these came in the box. Okay guys, so that is the video. This is the final look of me doing my touch up at home. And like I said previously, this is about 2 to 3 weeks later. I did film that video a long time ago, so as you can see, we still look pretty good. I'm not going to be relaxing my hair for a while. I'm about to actually do some faux locks on myself, so if you're interested in seeing that video, make sure you stay tuned for that. Otherwise, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you guys like the outcome. If you do have any tips, tricks, or anything, make sure you leave them down in the comments below. Make sure you're respectful, because if you get disrespectful, then you will get blocked, because everybody has their own personal preference on how they do things. But like I said, if you have any tips or tricks, leave them down below. But don't be like, girl, don't do this, or girl, you finna mess up your hair, girl, blah, blah, blah. No. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!